Newport Rugby it's been here for 150 years. It's special to people.
It's just that camaraderie and that environment that's really positive, and it's fantastic to be around all the time.
Core values of honesty, hard work, community, you know, the community team we've got here, the work that people like Sue do within the schools and clubs. I think we've got a duty to not just win games, but perform in a certain way.
And then you get that buy-in from the supporters because, you know, they feel as if they get to know the players, and you get that, just that community feel.
For the first time ever, an all-black touring side have gone down to Newport.
Newport is my club. I think Newport represents the city that I live in, and most of our supporters live in, and a lot of our players live in. And I think Newport to me is black and amber. It's Rodney Parade. You know, it's a club that's got really good history. You know, it's 150 years old. Newport is a place that's built on hard work, and you know, hopefully we represent that on a Saturday afternoon. Yeah, Newport for me is probably a place that I call home. You know, that's Newport as a city and Newport as a rugby club, really.
The moment I walked into the club, there was that element of class. You know, I'd come from sort of Mackham, which was just down the road, but everything about the place was class. You know, just doing things right, you know, valuing the people who are involved in the club, you know, whether that be one of the volunteers, whether that be a star player, or you know, members of the board and directors. I think everyone has the same sort of interest at heart, and that's Newport Rugby. So yeah, I think that's the thing I would say is just class, values, and the history. It's just all part of what makes Newport Rugby.
Friendship of all the players and supporters, really. You know, it was like a big family, so like it was easy to sort of fit in and be part of something because they wanted you to be part of it as well.
I still feel very, very privileged now every time I walk out on this ground and every training session that we have to be a coach and still be part of the club. So it means a lot to me.
A long time ago, but I should imagine it was the same as I felt every time I put the jersey on. It was a tremendous honour to be able to play for Newport.
That's what stands us out in the league that we're going into now is our history.
You know, I'm so proud to play for a club that's got 150 years of history behind it, that's beaten the teams that's beaten, that's won the things it's won, and you know, has produced the players that it has.
I think everyone just thinks of it as just the players and playing a game of rugby, but it's just much, much more than that, really.
The club was founded in September 1874 at the Phillips Brewery. That was an original meeting of 9 men who went on to play for the club. And also by then we had the superstar of the game, Arthur Gould, who was known all over. When he was working in London area, he played for Richmond and Middlesex, which were the famous teams from the London area at that time. And he had an invincible season with them, so his fame spread. And of course he was from Newport, the fame of Newport spread as well, and having the unbeaten team. You know, 1922-23, we had an invincible season then. It was a great period. Fame spread everywhere because of the players who were playing for us, the internationals. Best period of our history.
Other people and other personnel in the past, you know, that are there to still be around and still come to games and still pass on that information and that history of Newport Rugby Football Club, you know.
Fans of support, it does not go unnoticed.
So this is it, the famous Māori war dance, the haka, the tourists' first match in Wales, and although this famous club have never beaten an All Blacks team, several times it's been touch and go, mostly it's been goal kicks to decide the issue, and it's in Wales, as history proves, that All Black teams are likely to find the going toughest.
To play the All Blacks always has been, if not the best side in the world, they've been nearly, very close to the top. It was an amazing experience to play them, especially to play for Newport against a touring All Black side. It was amazing.
And that comes back to our history. There's no other team in the league that has the history that we have. The teams that we've beaten, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa.
We got onto the field, we lined up, the anthems. We were stood at this end of the ground across the halfway line, and Ken told the whole Newport team that we had to go down and cuppy down, as they'd call it. We went down on our haunches so that the crowd at this end of the field could see the haka. Sir Wilson Winnery reckons that is the finest All Black side, because he said, and when you look back on it now, look at Sir Colin Meads, Sir Brian Lahore, Sir Wilson Winnery. They all became knights, right? And they were the back row, Kel Tremaine, Wacker Nathan and Brian Lahore. Dennis Perrott, who was the left wing, turned around and said, when he dropped the goal, he said, why the hell didn't he pass it? He said, we were both of us were clear. He said, he said, either you or I, he said, we'd had a clear run into the try line. He said, good job it went over. And Dennis was the most docile of guys. But Dennis was furious at that actual time. And then, we've laughed about it many times since. He said, both of us is clear. I said, you don't think I'm after you, do you? Magnificent performance by the Newport 15 on that day. Every player playing his part. It had been meticulously planned by Bryn Meredith, Bryn Williams and Ian McJennett, the three coaches. Today's performance restored my faith in Welsh rugby, and the people who restored his faith were the 8 Newport forwards that day. They were absolutely magnificent. On that day was the finest pack display that I've ever witnessed. They would do anything for their country. The silver fern meant everything to them. Of all the rugby that Don Clark played, Rodney Parade is the only ground that he never had a kick and goal. He said, BJ genuine. He said, that stopped us being immortal. He said, otherwise, he said, we would have been immortal. Everybody else in New Zealand would have disappeared. And the referee, Gwyn Walters, blew his whistle, and John Uzzell, who dropped the goal to win the game for us, but it was my fellow centre, jumped on my back and he said, "You've done it, you old bugger, you've done it."
Earlier in the tour came that only defeat of Winneray's team, and it happened at Rodney Parade Newport on the 30th of October. Brian Price's Black and Ambers were magnificent. They knew Newport had beaten the 52 Springboks and the 57 Wallabies. They also knew they had the forward strength to match the All Black pack. They also had David Watkins, the general, at outside half.
The Haw covering for the All Blacks right in front of their posts. Now Newport want the heel. Can they get him? They can. Grosser. Uzzell trying to drop goal. And is it there? Yes, it is.
That John Uzzell drop goal gave Newport a deserved and historic victory.
This year is an opportunity to get behind the team, start building that legacy of the clubhouse and just sort of keeping the name of Newport alive. I think it has a special place in the city, so I'd like the supporters to feel part of that and sort of buy into what we're trying to do.
We've still got that club feel with, we're not just a development side. We have a part to play in the development of those youngsters. So, ultimately we've still got our own supporters and we still want to win things. I used to come over to Rodney Parade when I was a youngster. I had a season ticket for Newport, before the regions came in. So I used to come over with the family. Obviously live probably around 5 or 10 minutes away. I've sort of grown up coming to Rodney Parade, since I was a youngster, and getting the opportunity to play on here, is amazing, really. And luckily we've got a really good group of support staff and staff and board members and stuff that have ensured the club stayed alive, really, and supporters and stuff. So yeah, it's been a crazy 10, 11 years, but I've loved it.
You just need to see people in their Newport colours, at the end of the season when you see these massive crowds, it's brilliant, really, really good.
The family aspect of that and the way we win together, we lose together in the final, and the way we all stick together, for me that's really, really important.
My memories of playing for Newport are the people, the tours, the fun that we had. I'd gone from playing for Mackin Youth to playing with internationals like Muddy Waters, Rhys Morgan, players that I'd looked up to. And to suddenly be on the same field as those was special.
To be honest, I'd like to thank our previous players, supporters and committee members of the club who made my stay here very special.
We beat Cardiff 4 times in the season. It's on the same scale as beating the All Blacks.
Winning that cup was, and seeing the supporters afterwards in Cardiff was outstanding, really, and to see the smiles on their faces and my family and things like that was brilliant. Yeah.
Winning the cup final down at the Principality Stadium, and that feeling of walking through Cardiff and into the supporters lounge at the local pub, and just seeing all the supporters and what it meant to them, and the big cheer. Even now the hairs on my neck are standing up just thinking about it, and I think that's a moment I'll never forget and treasure for a long time.
I think us sticking together as a group is huge. The unity we have as a group is massive. We kind of stick together, where that's not just the players, that's with the coaches, the staff, the board even. We're all as one. It's not just, you'd often see members of the board at training, and it's as values, I guess. It's sticking together and going out as a united front, really.
There's a Newport way, and we'll do it, because the Newport way has been proven over 150 years to be a successful way.